Hello, and welcome to the Village Drum with your host, the one and only Coach Tina Lane. Today in the studio, I have 4 awesome guests. I am totally excited. Today we're going to focus on women doing things in the business, such as entertainment, creating their own business. And on my right here, I have, say your name.
Rayshawn Natay.
And the name of your business?
The name of my business, my ministry, my movement is called I Ain't That Chick.
So that's Rayshawn Natay. And on my left,
Christina McGee, and I started Canvas for Causes.
Okay. And Christina McGee has some people with her today. So we're going to start with this beautiful woman with the braids.
My name is Sakia Darden.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to say, you're not a woman. So, to my left, I'm like, why he's not talking? I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
To my left, we have another person from Canvas for Causes.
My name is Victor Natal.
Victor Natal. So, thank you all again for agreeing to come on the show.
you.
We're going to have a
Thank you
great
for having
time.
us.
So, I want to start off with Christina, because when I found out about what you were doing, Canvas for Causes, I'm like, wow, this is really good. So, briefly tell the audience about yourself. Like, what do you do?
Okay, so I'm a teacher at the North Boys Chorus School. I teach science and art. I started this basically because my students travel. They go all over singing, and they're a well-known chorus, and they were going on their triennial tour and needed some extra money. It was out-of-pocket cost for the students, and the teachers were scrambling for what can we do to help them? How can we get them on this tour and help everybody afford to go? And my background in art kind of led to this decision where Sakia and some of my other coworkers said to me, oh, well, we could host one of those paint things. We can have a paint night. And I was afraid to take that on as a teacher, but I figured, what, I teach the kids art, I can do it. And of course my fiance telling me, you can do it, we've done them before, you'll be fine. And we put together one paint night and expected a couple people to come out and paint. And we ended up with 46 people registered and a wait list full of people waiting for that event. So it was a really good opportunity for me, and it was really cool for the kids to see that their teachers were working hard for them. And as a community, parents came out, other people came out, they heard about the school. We had other people get interested in the school, and from there it just, when's the next one? And
Okay.
this is what happened.
This is what happened. Yeah. Wow, just from one, what's interesting, she had a vision. You started something, you had a mission first of all, then you had a vision, and okay, let me do this. And from that one thing you created to say, okay, let's paint. And I went on your website for Canvas for Causes, and I saw different things that you do with the painting. So we had Paint and Chill, Paint and Praise, and what's the other one?
And Paint and Sip.
Paint and Sip. Okay, so that was great. So we're going to talk about those as well. But I want to go over here to Miss Natay.
Hi.
So Miss Natay, listen, everyone,
Yes.
she's this motivational speaker. She has this facade by herself, which is I love it. I'm just messing with you. And motivational speaker, entertainer, actress. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Natay, as you know. I right now I have a show. It's called I Ain't That Chick.
Yes.
And just a little bit about it briefly. I interview women about their stories of self-empowerment. And it's ironic because usually I'm the one doing the interviewing.
Yes.
But I used to live in LA by myself for 14 years. I didn't have any family there. And, being a single female, you want somebody in your life. I wanted a husband. I wanted a spouse. I wanted somebody paying attention to me. And there was nobody there. And so, I would question God and say, well, God, I'm serving you, but there's nobody, nobody paying attention to me.
Right.
Not any of the churchmen that I wanted. But there happened to be a man there. I didn't really like him and I wasn't interested in him, but he was there. And because I was lonely, I was vulnerable. And so I entertained him. I would go out with him. I'd never kissed him, never held his hand, never any of that. But, he began to put all these demands on me and tell me I needed to do A, B, C, and D, some things I don't even want to say on camera, in order to be his woman. And my response to him was always, I ain't that chick, because I always knew who I was and whose I was, but again, I was lonely. And I'm going somewhere with this. One day I was, I wanted to go out, and I was in the mirror putting all my makeup on, putting on my MAC, like we do
Yes.
as ladies. And you know, I'm a Christian and I have the Holy Spirit, and I heard him say to me, Natay, if you don't give it to him, he's going to take it from you. And so I said, oh, I backed off that night. I didn't go out. But again, loneliness will make you do some desperate things.
Yes.
I let my guard down again, and a couple of weeks later I allowed him to come over in the daytime, and I thought I was safe. You know, my blinds were up. It was the afternoon. I lived on the first floor. What could happen? Right. And so he came over. In the blink of an eye, he knocked me off of my couch. He ripped my cargo pants that I had on. He knocked me to the floor and tried to rape me, for lack of a better word. And I just remember being on the floor, and I had a floor length mirror on my floor, and I remember just being scared and just kind of moving back on the floor on my elbows and trying not to bust my head, and all I could say was Jesus. That was all I could think to say.
Yes.
And sometimes ladies, when you've dated or you've been with a man, sometimes he can go to a place where he loses sight of you, and this man had been in that place, and he was 6'5". I'm 5'2.5" on a good day, and he just stopped suddenly. He said, I don't have to do this to you. So thank God, he wasn't successful. So I knew that if I'd had an I Ain't That Chick story, other women did. And, I just set out on a mission to share women's stories, and that's how it came to be.
And thank you for sharing that, because
Thank
I didn't
you.
know that. I didn't know.
That's the story behind
I've
it.
been on your show.
Yes,
I've
interviewed you,
and,
yes.
and sometimes you don't know people's story.
You don't.
You don't know their journey.
Right.
And, with all that's going on, that you wanted to have a show that create to empower women based off your own experience.
Yeah, because I believe every woman has a story.
Yes.
And women empower women when we share our stories. And I always say that, you can see somebody and they can look beautiful and made up, but underneath are layers of different things, and you don't know what a person has been through unless they share their stories.
Wow, that is
so
true.
that's what
When
we
you start talking about layers, it still brings me back to you, Christina. Not because, again, to me, when people go to a paint party, sometimes when people go on a painting, they create an art. And sometimes some of the art they're creating, even though you have the picture there, they're still visualizing certain things that may be going on in their life. You don't know why they're at the paint party. You don't know what they're going through. It could be for fun. It could be for relaxing. It can just be for, I need a piece, I need a moment, because art tends to relax you. So you're having fun with it, but you also have a mission behind it. So Sakia, tell me, why did you get involved with Canvas for Causes?
Well, I got involved with Canvas for Causes because Christina is my very good friend, but that's not the only reason. My son goes to North Boys Chorus, where she happens to be my son's teacher there, and I know as a parent I was struggling to figure out how I was gonna figure out how to pay for my child to go on these tours and these different trips. And so we were all trying to figure out how we can get everybody could get the same equal opportunities. And so I did mention it to her because I would come up with these ideas to do stuff, and it would always be like, oh, well, Christina could help me could do this. And, she's very talented and she's very open-hearted. And I care a lot about the boys in school, and then to have somebody else and other people at that school that feel the same way about these kids, it's just a wonderful feeling. And so it was like I didn't just bring myself to come about working with her with Canvas for Causes. It was like I needed to.
Okay.
And so we just kind of went along with it, and now we have other organizations calling and asking us to help them fundraise for their different causes that they have going on. And it's a beautiful thing.
Wow, great. But Vic, you're the man in the group. You're her fiance. So how do you support Canvas for Causes?
In the same sense, she came up with these ideas, different things, and we had gone to a paint and sip of our own, and she had thrown this out there with the fundraising thing to try and help the kids. And it's most importantly, it's about the kids and being able to figure out how to take these kids and bring them on these trips or on these tours, and it was a great idea when we went and we discussed it, and then the three of us kind of just got together. And the first few, you're kind of feeling it out. Okay, this one takes this role. Christina obviously is teaching, but and then it kind of gelled into where now it's just an automatic thing. Everything gets set up, everything gets broken down, and we kind of got a good system going.
Okay, great. Now, these two ladies, again, being the owners and founders of your businesses, I Ain't That Chick, how do you go out and find women to be a part of your talk show?
You know, it's funny because women find me. You know, I started out I had every woman has a best girlfriend,
Right.
and I asked her if she would initially share her story with me, and so she did. And the very next person that I called, when she picked up the phone, she said, "Natay, I know I'm supposed to tell you yes, whatever it is you're going to ask me." And so from there, women contact me on social media. If I see somebody that is doing something or I hear somebody's story, then I reach out to them. But at this point, I mean, it comes to me, and that's such a blessing.
Wow.
Such a blessing.
It comes to you. And some of the stories, what have they been about?
I mean, every woman has a story, but you know, the stories vary greatly, and some about, you know, women starting a business. Some has been about domestic violence. Some, one woman, she was 40 years old, approaching her 40th birthday, and she had never been married, wanted to have a baby, and she actually set a plan in motion, and she met a guy, and she got pregnant and had a baby. So all the stories are different. There's one woman, she was the first African American female to graduate Yale with a PhD in neurobiology. So every woman has a story, and so we just run the gamut of stories. I just believe everybody has something to share, and the beautiful thing about it is that behind the scenes, the women that are watching, it touches them and it empowers them, and they feel like, well, if she can change her life, then I can change my life.
That's
If
true.
she can get up and do something, then I can get up
That's
and do
true.
something.
That is very true.
Yeah.
So when the other people see, and we're going to talk about where they can find your information,
Sure.
and also your good news that you shared with me
Yes,
before the
yes.
show started. You definitely want to learn more about where you can see all these wonderful television shows she has about women with different stories. But Christina, I wanted to talk to you about what's the next step, like what's the next goal, future goal for Canvas for Causes. Now that you started it, you have created your own business. And that's what I'm still saying, women in business. And where do you see it going? Because maybe at the beginning, you didn't see it would become this big. Now you have these requests, people calling you, contacting you, wanting to do these different painting parties. So where do you see it going?
That's exactly the direction that we see it going, is that it's getting bigger. Obviously, our first one, like we keep mentioning, was for the school, and for one reason. We didn't think it was going to be anything more than that, just we do them for the school. So that's already a set thing for this school year. We do one every month. So each month there's a different reason within the school I work for. But now it's become people who attend the event say, oh, well, my church would love to have this, and we're looking to put in a new roof. We need money for that. Can you host one for us? And then we'll go do that one, and then somebody there says, oh, well, I work for this preschool, and we really need some funds for this. And it's just been happening. I mean, I felt bad this morning sending somebody an email like, hey, are you sure about your date? Because I have 3 more people asking.
Wow.
So as far as what I see, I hope it can keep being where the 3 of us can handle doing these, and we plan on taking whatever we can do. And that's our goal, is just to keep going and see what other causes we could reach out to and the other people that we can help.
Well, when you say causes, well, first of all, I'm not an artist. So how do you help me when I walk in and like, oh my God, she wants me to paint the picture? How would you help me? Because I'm like, oh my God, I can't paint.
So that's another thing. A lot of people come to these and right away their first thing is, oh, well, I don't paint. So the first thing I do is tell you what's in front of you, what paint you have, what brushes you have. I'll describe to you your brushes, your materials, tell you where everything is. And throughout the night, I'm step by step saying, okay, grab your big brush, and everybody's doing that. Now take blue paint and this color, and we run through everything step by step by step. So somebody who can't paint, I'm going to talk you through the whole thing anyway, so you're going to leave with the painting. That comes from practice on my end, practicing teaching it to the younger crowd that I have, the boys in the school, and then now working with adults. That's also where Vic's role comes in. He didn't mention that. He's my practice partner. Before I go and teach one of these, we have to do this at home first and go through it, so not to put him out on the spot either, but you said you can't paint. When I met him, he said the same thing. So he would tell me, oh, no, I can't do that. I can't. And I said, no, practice with me. Let's try it. And now he's at a point where I can do the steps without words, and he can come up with these paintings too. So it comes by just following step by step and understanding that the painting has layers and parts. So when we start, everybody says, mine doesn't look like yours is going to look. And I always tell them, no, you wait for it, because right now we only got the background. We'll get there. So it's definitely, you just follow along, and everyone leaves with something that always looks good.
So I will leave with a Picasso painting?
Yes,
Okay.
close, but yeah.
Just wanna make sure. I don't know. So marketing is very important with everything. So who handles the marketing for you?
Wow, social media is, been such a godsend, because you know, you can put anything on social media and people share and share and share, and it gets out there. And then also the ladies that I interview, they happen to share our stories as well. So it just really is, you know, word of mouth, and it carries itself. And if you have something good, if you're doing something that's really genuine and you have a passion for it and you love it, it just somehow grows on its own.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But when you said like Facebook and we have Instagram, you have
Twitter, you have all of that.
Because years ago we didn't have these avenues for marketing, so it was faxing and
Oh my gosh.
printing a bunch of flyers. So now you can reach thousands of people, especially if you know, on Facebook and you want to create your own marketing, to use their marketing tools and different things of that nature. Now, Takia, your role, how do you help her in marketing?
Well, usually
Canvas
what
for Causes?
I'll share the post on my Facebook page. I have like, I'm not gonna say I have a large following, but I have a lot of people that usually, you know, pay attention to what it is I'm doing. A lot of people know that I'm very passionate about, you know, different causes. So like I'll post anything I can, any way I can help, I'll post it on my page, or, you know, I'll go live from the event. They both know that. Like I go live from the event because a lot of times I feel like a lot of times people want to come out to these different events, but a lot of times some people want to see what's going on first.
Right.
So a lot of times I'll go live from the event so they can see what it is actually that we do, so that let them know, you know, sometimes before they get there, they're a little more comfortable the next time they want to come to the next event. Like, you don't have to be Picasso to come to the event. She is going to go step by step.
Yes.
And all the painting events that we do, it is for a good cause, and you're creating this masterpiece, but you're also doing something else beautiful. You're helping someone else. So
Right. And you said for a good cause. So Vic, tell me some, or Vic or Christina, y'all can work together here, some of the causes that people have done, painting with SIP or painting praise and painting chill. What have been some of the causes?
The last one was for the Leukemia Society, the last one we did. There was one also for the church in Kenilworth that had a, sorry, I don't know.
A youth division. They were raising money for their youth division to go on a trip, but they had one. We have 2 upcoming ones at churches. My own church personally is having one, and then I have a second church. So far it's been a lot of churches. We've had a lot for the school for various things we need. And then the most recent one was for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So that happened because every year my school is assigned a month to fundraise for them. So last year we did really well in our fundraising. We were the number 4 in the state as far as per capita fundraising school, and this year they had a lot of pressure on me saying, oh, you guys did so well last year. They came in, they spoke to the boys, and we were ready for a big year of fundraisers, and the first thing everyone turned around and said was, well, when's the paint and sip? So our usual following already knew that there was going to be one coming for this, and then a couple more staff members and people from the school knew that this was happening. And the Leukemia Society got involved because they also found out that I was doing this and had sent me videos to share with the people painting. They sent me information to share, and they've been following me on it too, sent me pictures from the event and things like that. So actually this one went out to that society, which is a much bigger organization. So.
Oh, that's excellent. So it's like you have a variety of different causes.
Right.
Whether, like you said, it can be a church who want to raise money. It can be Leukemia Society. It can be, say, if someone wants to do something for breast cancer awareness. That is awesome that they will come together and they will just do this fundraiser here. And we're going to talk about later how they can get in contact with you, because we need to let everyone know there is a fee. We're not going to talk about the fee, but there is a fee. And then you have a website. With I Ain't That Chick, now I want to know, where can people find your information? Like, where would they go look at your TV, your talk show, and also some great news that yes.
Well, if you want to find out more about I Ain't That Chick, we are on Choice TV. So that's choicetv.com, or you can also go to my website, IAin'tThatChick.com, and click on our TV tab, so you can see some of our episodes there. But primarily, we do have a new home, Choice TV, and we were just picked up by Comcast in parts of California. So that's some extra good news there.
That is awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So if that's your goal, your mission, to have the show go like nationwide?
Yes, I didn't start out thinking that. I just started out being obedient to, the assignment. But yes, I would love for it, because it's not about me, and it's not about me being on the show, but it is about the people that are behind, the camera, behind the TV, and they're watching. And I just want to empower them, and so that's what it's about.
That is true. Now, tell me some things about some plays or things you've been involved in, because you was 14 years in California. So, what was that journey like?
Ooh, that was rough. I didn't have any family out there, so I went out on my own, and that's a different beast. That's a different market. But it was a period of growth. A lot of learning lessons, a lot of rejection, but a lot of greatness also. So I went out there to be in the entertainment business, and I did a little bit of stuff, but I found my way back home to New Jersey, and just back here, it seems like things have opened up back here. I just booked an online show called, it's the PGK Morning Show, and I'm so honored because I get to be a role model for young kids, and it's just awesome. But I also do public speaking, I do some hosting, I'm a talk show host, and I do have another show that I created. So it's just, as the doors open, I'm going through, and just grateful. And not afraid to take a risk either. Not afraid to try something different.
That's what I'm loving about everyone, even the supportive team. Everyone stepped in because you had a dream, you had a vision again, and you went for it. It's like, listen, I'm going to do it. I'm going to support her. Takia's like, I'm going to support her because that's my friend. And your fiance, you didn't have a choice. Okay?
Ever.
You didn't have a choice. Well, we also have, I'm so excited, Mike, get ready. We also have some paintings we want to show, Canvas for Causes. So those of you who will be tuning in looking, these are some of the paintings that you may be able to make. This is mine. No, I'm just joking. So tell me about this painting. Tell me about the one you have right here first.
Okay, well, both of these together, either way, these are the options that we've been giving people who want to have events as possible paintings for their fall. We give an option pretty much when you host an event. If you have a specific theme you're looking to do, if there's a holiday coming and you may want to target that holiday, or if there's just something in particular that the group seems to be interested in. Like I had mentioned to you, I have a group that's looking to do like an Egyptian art piece. So that's my assignment now, is to figure out what can I do with that and come up with something. So something like this is a very just generic fall picture where we can advertise, come out and do an autumn painting. So this is one that he and I actually kind of made up last night. We were going back and forth with the paintbrushes, putting in layers of paint and trying to figure out exactly what we wanted the final piece to look like. But this allows me to practice, do the step-by-step, and then just see at the end like what potentially we could use for a paint and sip. So.
Okay. And we have one more. We're going to put it down right here.
That's pretty.
Okay, and I'm going to hold it. I'll hold it in the middle. So tell me about this one.
So this was one that we used at our last paint and sip. We did a very simplified version of this painting, and then looking back at it, I was thinking our next paint and sip, because we've been to this location before, we kind of know who's going to be there. I could up the skill a little bit, just enough where people walk away looking like it's something super, super impressive, and you don't realize how easy it is to do this. So some people may look at this and think it's something very difficult, but it's just layers of paint and following very simple instructions to come up with this. So
and what I love is, was this like the waterfall? Wow, with the trees going in. Wow. And was this one of the ones that, like, when you were thinking about it, he was painting? Well, did you paint?
Yes.
Okay.
He paints all of them with me. So everyone that we see, we always have two of each.
We do it first,
Because I'll do it while I teach him first, and then when we go out to the event, we have ours always on display for people to see what the final product would look like, and then we'll then teach it that night. So I always like to make sure people can see before they start what their goal is by the end of the night.
Okay.
So we always do a quick practice run together. So he has no choice but to paint these every time.
Two artists. Nice. That is really nice. I'm loving these too. So
That's nice.
tell them. Well, we have a few minutes left, so I'm going to be summing it up real quickly. But I want to start off with Nate real quick. Do you have a website?
I do. IAin'tThatChick.com. Real simple.
That was real simple.
I ain't that chick. That's your statement. I ain't that chick. IAin'tThatChick.com.
IAin'tThatChick.com. And your website?
Our website is Canvas for Causes. It's for like the number 4. So canvasforcauses.com. You can turn around.
Am I
You
allowed
can
to
show
turn?
it. I was gonna say turn it. Show it to the camera.
We only got it with him, but
That's
you can't see
fine.
yours. That's cute. And I want to talk about that. They do have their T-shirts on with their name on it. So Christina, Victor, and Sakia. Oh, with the little canvas. So Canvas, the number 4, causes.com. So if you're interested in learning more about them, you can go there because they will go over. You can see everything about different paints they have. Again, they have Paint and Sip, Paint and Chill, Paint and Praise, and you'll love it. Just go. And then, I'm sorry, Sakia. Nate, you definitely, I ain't that chick.com.
I ain't that chick. I got something for you. We do have T-shirts. I didn't wear mine, but I do have something for you. I have an I ain't that chick T-shirt for you that I wanted to present to you, and we also do have mugs. So here's your I ain't that chick mug, and I like to say every woman has her own I ain't that chick statement. So it's however you decide to apply it to your life. It's a personal thing.
Listen, I'm going to lean in the camera.
Yes, and here's your box.
And this is my box to put
Yes.
it back in. Hold it real quick. Oh, maybe not big. Okay, real quick. I'm going to show everyone. That's a little quicker. Yes, I ain't that chick.
I ain't that chick.
I'm going to go right. Oh, this is so nice. So in closing remarks, I thank you, Sakia, for coming. And she is the assistant for Canvas for Causes. Victor is also the assistant for Canvas for Causes. I want to close with both of you saying something to the camera to empower people about what you're doing, especially women in business. So I'm going to start with Christina.
Okay, so I would say to any woman out there, anyone looking to start a business, just do it. This is actually the second business that I started, and both of them, it's just have a dream and go for it. And having a support team behind you is really important, and I'm sure you've known that from your businesses too. As soon as you have that support, it allows you to do it. And I have not only them, I have family that come to almost every event, and that kind of gives you that push to just keep going, because there's always people that are going to be there behind you. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Ms.
it
Nate?
pretty much is the same thing. It's, if you have an idea, if it's something you're passionate about, something you love, just do it. You don't have to have everything, every I, dotted or every T crossed. You may not have the entire concept on paper, but I promise you, I guarantee you, if you take one step, then you'll take another, and you'll take another, and the business, the plan, the idea will form as you keep moving. Just don't stop and keep going. And if that doesn't work, then you know what? Get up, dust yourself off, and get back in there and try again. Just keep going and do it. And don't limit yourself to just one business. If you got an idea, keep. Life is open and available for you. Take a few risks and keep moving. And as you said, support is so awesome. Thank God for my mom and my friends. I couldn't do any of it without them.
Awesome. So thank you so much. I'm getting cute with the music that's coming in. So again, I thank you all for coming. This was an awesome show. I appreciate it. Look, everyone, stay tuned to the Village Drum. We're going to be coming back with a new show right after this. I'm your host.
This means war. This means war. Put them together. I got joy in my soul. God is in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking.